Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life today on the podcast, Account for Your Business Finances. Man, how to account for your business finances. I was having a conversation with myself this morning as I was going to the gym, and I says, man, you know what? It's really time to account. And when I say account, it's like document. It's like, show what's happening. And so I plan on doing some different things with I think I'm planning on doing some different things with the podcast, probably starting next week. And when I say different things, like, you know, take you behind the scenes. Hey, this is how this thing works when we're talking about your finances, when we're talking about your business, when we're talking about, your health, your relationships. So all the stuff that the Account for Your Life podcast has been about, we're going to take a different turn. And so we're going to go more into some hands-on stuff, but not necessarily hands-on, just saying, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing. That's something that I'm looking to do starting next week. So today is Thursday. So we'll get started with this new type of series next week. I'm getting excited about it because, it's one of these things where I know that I have to do things and I might as well document that I'm doing them. How about that? So account for your business finances is one of the staples of what we do, like business finances, taxes, accounting. And taxes and accounting are things that get overlooked in people's businesses. Come on now, like think about it. If you have a business, more than likely accounting and taxes are an afterthought. And when you do think about them, it's usually like at the end of the year, really the next year, you say, oh man, I got to get my CPA, I got to get my accountant, I get my tax professional the information so I can file my taxes. But we haven't done anything most of the year. So let's get honest here. What's the thing that stops many of us from being accountable to our finances? Yeah, I got to take a deep breath here. Man, I messed up for many years. Messed up. And I was having a conversation with my wife last night, Jenny. Hey, honey, good morning. If you're watching this or catch this. And in the conversation, I just had to say, man, sometimes you just don't know why you don't do things. Sometimes you just don't know why you haven't kept up with things. Sometimes like, well, why haven't we grown past this? Why are we still here, not here? And the answer that I came up with was, it's like knowing that you should do something and not doing it. What it does is it says that I'm refusing to accept responsibility for for the goal, the objective that I said that I actually wanted. I'm just saying no to it. No, I don't actually want to be a millionaire. I don't actually want to do any of those things because I don't want to do the things that those types of individuals do. And because I got to be honest, I mean, it took, just look at, I look at money, right? God is good because God, listen, you just don't know. We have been blessed. I mean, just the blessing of the fact that Jenny left her job where we had full tuition benefits. Our kids would, like, they're local. So yeah, we probably had to pay room and board if they went on campus, but full tuition benefits at Georgetown University. And that would be the reason why somebody would keep a job like that. God says, you don't need that job. I have something better. Now, that's an instance where we went out on faith to say, okay, our kids are going to go to college at some point. How are we going to pay for it? One, because we were banking on that. We were banking on that. And because we're banking on it, and because we probably didn't have the right mindset around money, we didn't do some of the things that you could do when a baby is born, stacking away a few $100s here, a few $100s there, a few $100s there. So by the time they do get up to a certain age, there's money. No, we didn't do that. Come on, man. I got to be honest with you about this whole, you want to account for your finances, but you got to realize that, hey, I messed up. But this isn't the messed up to say I'm not going to do anything. This is just to tell you, the listener, that when you see us go from where we are to where we're going, then it'll be obvious like, oh, I remember when they started talking about that. I remember when he started to pretty much get honest and then, then show like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do so that I can. And so, accounting is kind of like, I remember hearing it in college. It's the lifeblood of a business. Do I believe that? No. Accounting is not the lifeblood of the business. What accounting is the scorecard of the business. So when we go to the accounting department has the scorecard of where everything went. So when we look at it, we say, oh, look at your sales. Wow, you had great sales. Oh, you didn't bring in the sales. Based on this year to last year, you're down 20%. What's going on? That's accounting. Then it's like, hey, based on how much money you made, look at the profit. Look at how much profit you have. Or you don't have any profit. You're losing money. Why are we losing money? And so accounting is the scorecard that comes in to say, hey, are you being true to what you said? Or are you being true to the goals and objectives that you set out for yourself? Do you have any goals and objectives for yourself? Accounting is the department that says, oh, looks like your goals and objectives are not being met. So really, it's not that accounting is the lifeblood of the business. It's just a scorecard. See, when we account for our business finances, we look at the scorecard to see where we are. I've looked at my scorecard and said, man, I'm doing terrible this year. Be honest. I'm not doing as good as I should be. And it's because of lack of accountability. Because in the conversation I was having with my wife last night, what I had to ask the questions, hey, if I'm not if I'm not somewhere, if I haven't reached a certain objective, what's the reason? There was many reasons that I came up with, but then there's one principle in the business that says, hey, if you fix this problem, not saying you won't have any problems, but if you fix this one problem, then you would at least have more opportunities. So the lifeblood of a business that controls your business finances is your ability to get leads. Your ability to get the right kind of leads, and then to convert those leads and to sell those leads and to keep those and to keep the customers. So if I was starting at the very beginning, if I wanted to shore up my business finances, I would have to ensure that I have a certain amount of leads coming in every day that convert to a program or a product or a service, and then to look at, well, what's the value of that lead? And what's the value of that customer? See, because by not having that, I could almost say with certainty, like I can look over books, I can look at someone's accounting and taxes and know with certainty that, hey, your business it's going to stall out, or it's already stalled out. Nothing's happening. You're just kind of like holding on to maybe leads and sales that you made in the past, but nothing else is really happening. This is the quagmire. That's not the right word. I said quagmire. I don't know where that word came from. This is the conundrum. That's the word I was looking for. This is the conundrum of so many faith-driven businesses, is the ability to get a lead, the ability to convert a lead, and then the ability to really have a program or service price accurately that helps you to make money faster. So as we account for our business finances, what the process I'm going to take myself through, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. The process I'm going to take myself through, even before I go get a lead, is I'm going to make sure that I have a really good offer, an amazing, no-brainer offer that would make the right lead, the right type of person that not just needs it, but wants it, to almost say, I would be an idiot not to take them up on that offer. That's the kind of offer you got to have. And that's one of those things that, I didn't understand. Like, I just think, well, as long as I can show them I can save them money, yeah, that's cool. Saving people money, like that's good. But then what else? Like what else can you make it so that it's like they'll be an idiot not to take it? That's something I'm going to work on today, right? I'm going to work on taking our menu, our service off, and maybe I'll do this tomorrow, but I'll show you how I pull it together. Where we take our service on, we have two main services. You can add a third in there because we don't really offer. We do offer bookkeeping, but only sometime, but not all the time. So that's a service off, and that typically is more of a need, but we don't even offer that unless somebody's in another program. So we have two different programs, and one program is for the smaller business, just maybe from anywhere from zero to probably $500,000. That maybe they still zero, well, not really half. I'll say zero to about 300,000, but depending on what your profits are. If your profits are $100,000+ at 300,000, then you might qualify for our, that program started at 7,500, and it's moving to a higher price, but right now it's 75. And then we have another program that's 15, that's actually 20,000 now, which is more for the bigger business, 7-figure business that has probably anywhere from $200,000+ in profit. They have an owner, maybe two, could be a husband and wife, and then we help them to ensure that specific tax strategies are basically set up, and making sure that they stay on track, making sure that they're doing the things that they have to do in order to make sure that these tax strategies are implemented properly. And then we're meeting with them about their business on a quarterly basis, just kind of going over where they are, where they want to go, making sure that they're being accountable to what is they said they're going to do. And, but really taking those offerings and making them so that I think we made it. I think the way we did it initially, it doesn't necessarily look no-brainer. So I'm going to go back through it, and I'm going to show you the before and afters, and I'm going to go back through it and actually come up with the offers are going to be so powerful that people can't say no. So the offer that you have that shows people what they could potentially have has to be like, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. I heard Alex Hormozy speaking about this, and what he says, you got to break down your offer in a way that any one component of your offer has to be worth what the offer is. Now that's a challenge. Think about this. Imagine you have 5 components of your offer, and he's saying one component of your offer has to be the value of what the offer is, so that a person's like, oh my goodness, I just need the one thing out, and I get all those things. I'm gonna break that down. Now Alex Hormozy has a great book. What's the name of this book? I don't know why I'm messing it up. $100 Million Offers. But yeah, so the offer is everything. So if we're going to account for our business, 2 things we have to do. We gotta go over an offer, and I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break this down more in detail as we're moving into this process. We have to have an offer that is like a no-brainer offer, and that offer is what makes people say, oh my goodness, let me put my name and email address in, or let me schedule a call. Like in our case, our masterclass, which we're actually about to start doing live. Our masterclass is our lead magnet, will be our lead magnet, where we teach people for 45 minutes, how tax strategy works, how they can play the game of taxes and really win, right? And so, just kind of behind the scenes, we're teaching people the process that we take people through in order to know that they can save money. So in essence, that's what we're going to do. Like I'm giving you game. And then at the end of that masterclass webinar, what they get to do is they can say, you know what, let me meet with these guys. So that's free. So what happens is what they're discovering in this masterclass, and you, if you're this kind of person, what you're discovering in the masterclass is that, hey, I think I like how these guys are doing things. I think I want to work with these guys. We don't actually make an offer. We don't actually give a price or anything on that thing because, like, hey, we need to see if you qualify for what we're doing. So because ours is more service-based, then that's what we do. We don't say, hey, pay for this now. No, we say, hey, let's talk first. Let's figure out what you have going on if you are a candidate. And so by doing that, then we just schedule a call, get on the phone. They're like, hey, I want to work with you guys. And then we ask some questions. And then we make the offer and say, hey, here's what you have. But here's the thing. You got to have a lead magnet. And so I'm going to show you with the lead magnet. Look, I'm going to show you our lead magnet. I'm going to show you how we came up with the lead magnet. And just kind of like the idea around the lead magnet. We've got the Beyond Tax Strategy book. That's a lead magnet too, right? So if you're looking to learn about how we do things somewhat, it's not everything, but if you want to learn at least enough, it's about 115 pages of information about taxes and strategy and business, then you're going to grab the book. That book is only $17.99. You get that book $17.99 on Amazon. You pick it up, you read the book. I just got a text from a friend of mine says, man, it's like he read the first chapter and was like, man, this is really good. I'm getting a lot of great insights from this. This is helping me, and so that's what you do. So, but at the end of the book, it says, hey, why don't you join the masterclass, free masterclass? So the lead magnet and how you get people towards your business is really how you fix your business finances. Now, there's mindset things, there's strategies of not overspending and all that kind of stuff. That's a different conversation. But let's just think of it like this. If you want to account for your business finances, yes, we want to look at our money. We want to have a scorecard, yes, but before we can have a scorecard, we need an offer, and we need a lead magnet that makes people say, oh my goodness, this is the thing that I gotta have. Without those two things, then it's going to be almost impossible to really have a good scorecard. So you have accountants that's not really doing much, or you have an accountant say, oh my goodness, I'm paying all this money, but I'm not making enough. So we got to solve the first problem in the beginning, which is the lead magnet, and then from the lead magnet, then the offer, and then the lead magnet. We're going to get into some details about these things over maybe the next few weeks, days, so that if you wanted to create these things, I'm be doing this for free. I'm not charging anybody for anything. Any of this, it's just going to be here in the Account for Life podcast. And if you're a faith-driven business owner, I would just make sure you follow behind everything that we're doing so that you can go take your business to the next level. All right, guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jamie Money, Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.